Hey, sis.
It's Christmas. Can
So-
I get a witness?
Are we gonna unpack? Are we gonna unpack the winner?
Yes. As most of you know, Crystal Versace. Hello and welcome to the Full Volume Podcast. I am your host, G.I. Jolie. That's Harvey Brent. We're going to talk about... Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, I'm Harvey Brent, and we have some time-sensitive... We're already technically 8 days late on talking about it. We've waited too long. She's 8 days into her reign.
Yes. We really need to talk about Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race UK. So we're just going to get right into it. Before we get right into it, Crystal Versace, Kitty Scott Claus, and Ella Vidae were the top three. There wasn't a four, was it? No, it wasn't.
Nope.
Top three. Crystal Scott, Kitty Scott, the embodiment of, quote, British drag. Ella Vidae, the embodiment of closeted British drag.
Oh my God,
/
yes.
a theater kid.
Yeah.
And then Crystal Versace, the embodiment of, like, I would say the effects of North American drag on British drag.
Very avant-garde.
Yeah, Instagram drag on drag in general.
She might be our first, like, Instagram queen winner that we've ever had across any season, possibly.
Yeah, I would say that, and I don't want to disparage Aquaria at all.
I was about to say Aquaria as well.
But there hasn't been a hoe this hot since Aquaria. Like, hot, unfiltered filter face.
Yeah.
Super high glamour.
And, like, picks stuff up. Like, she's a quick learner. She's like, I don't know how to dance, and then crushes it in a dance routine. It makes the other two, who have had 11 years of experience, look like doofuses.
Yeah.
Like, just, wow.
Terrible. Is it like a thing where the winner is always, like, not great at the snatch game?
Oh, yeah, she was just meh at the snatch game.
Yeah, nothing remarkable to report. I had no idea who they were playing. And it was
they were playing Charity Shop Sue, weren't they?
Yeah.
I know Charity Shop Sue's funny. But anyways, I relent.
And then to have her come in later for a charity shop challenge was hilarious. But anyway, okay, so I don't know. I know I have thoughts and feelings.
So I thought I would hate Crystal Versace just because she's young and society teaches us to hate youth. And you know, like she was full of plastic and like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a bitchy Twinkie gay. She's actually very nice. I think she's very nice. I think she's talented. I think she's great. And I will say honestly, I don't think Crystal should have won until I saw that last lip sync, and I'm like, I think she technically did the best. So if Rue based it off that lip sync, then Crystal deserved to win. I agree. I think she did a better lip sync than Kitty or Ella. I think it was that song, "You Don't Own Me" by Dusty Springfield, and I'm like, I think technically Crystal did the best. She did. So it's so hard for me, aside from that, to accept a queen at 19 beating out 29 and 32-year-olds who've been doing this for 11 years, and they're so deep within their characters and deep into drag. I'm like Ella Vidae and Kitty, but like Ella especially just got it, which I didn't know in the first half of the season. I'm like, where the fuck did this bitch come from? And then she just came into her own, and I'm like, oh no, she does get drag. She gets it. But I'm not upset. The only thing I'm upset about, TBH, let's not turn this into something it's not, but I'm going to say it anyways. All three winners of Drag Race UK are white. A little weird. But I mean, maybe that's not so much a reflection of who they cast, but like the demographic of the queens they have to pick from that audition. I don't know. I I'm trying to like think why that would be the case, but I'm like, they've had black queens and Asian queens and whoever else, but it's just kind of sounds
Yeah.
about white. I don't want to like make it a thing. I'm just saying it's interesting.
Yeah, it's been a thing for 3 seasons at least. So we're just pointing it out. Also, I hate to use that aged old argument that it's like we're rewarding talent and merit and not race.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the case of season 3, maybe that was true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I no offense, but I don't know how Vanity Milan made it to 4th place because she had lip sync like twice before, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I will say her makeup did get better.
Yeah, I think
did.
her. Oh God, just I think it was like sheer luck that they made it to the top 4. Because the makeup was like kind of not great, but there's a whole thing about the safety aspect. We see greats, legends, if you will, like Sasha Velour, never lip syncing, only being safe, and winning RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, just like unfurling, unfurling and showing us their true talent. Literally on finale night. Literally on finale night.
Oh, that was such a shock. Poor Shea Coulee. Shea Coulee would have won that if it wasn't for all the party tricks. Like, not that like I love Shea. I'm sorry. I'm a big Shea fan. But
me too. Oh, if you are plastic and look like Iman a little bit, I'm into whatever you're serving. But, I've wanted to be Iman since I was like 8. Ain't never gonna happen, but dreams.
Dreams. But here's hoping to season 4 having a little more diversity, because season 3 had like literally one black queen and an Asian queen, River Medway, who was literally the Jade Jolie of UK drag. Like, what? The drag was not cute.
No, it was like.
Or it was too cute.
It was like what's inside my closet cosplay.
Oh, it was no.
I am shocked that they made it as far as they did.
I agree. I was like, oh, this is bad drag. It's all bodysuits and all like, high neck mini skirts. Like it was.
It was. I think initially everyone expected Crystal Versace, because they're sort of close in age, to be a baby drag queen, and she came out of the womb like laser focused and fully formed.
Yeah, she been cooking for a while in there, perhaps.
Like that's the thing that I can support about. I mean, my end thought about Crystal Versace is, even though Kitty Scott and Ella Vidae are adorable, are great seamstresses, have clout, have skin in the game, have amazing stories. Here comes this baby who, like, there's going to be a generation, and it is the embodiment of a generation that has been able to benefit and take from all of the hard work that everyone has done to make the drag community what it is today. One day, the hope is that we are never going to have to listen to terrible coming out stories, shitty drag stories about being beaten in the streets. Yeah. One day, everyone's going to get to be a Crystal Versace who gets to enjoy their entertainment and who people can be entertained by without hate and prejudice. But unfortunately, that world does not exist yet.
She offers a glimmer of hope, though.
Yes. And she is, to me, Crystal is a reflection of what that world looks like.
Yeah.
It was someone who grows up with supportive parents, someone who grows up with she still has.
Seems so normalized.
Oh, yeah. Like, who is, like, she's, like, just the epitome of almost a perfect story. Like, a virgin, has supportive parents, discovered drag, and just became laser focused, and that is now their job. Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I don't know. I like Crystal. I'm happy
Yeah.
for her, but
Yeah.
it was I think it'll be good. I look forward to seeing her grow and appearing on possibly an all winners season of All Stars, which by the way is coming next year.
Thank God.
An
Ugh.
all winners season.
I can't deal with this like All Stars season.
What?
I can deal
I
with like,
know.
can you put Baga and like maybe Ella Day on an All Star season though? I could do that.
It's probably coming. They're also doing an international All Stars with like UK, American, Canadian, Dutch, and Thai queens. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Shit.
Oh my God. I'm so excited for the Thai queen. I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, but you'll probably know her. Pangina Heels. Yeah. Incredible. I'm so excited to see her.
I still have to watch Drag Race Thailand. Sorry.
Oh, I haven't watched it either, but somebody told me to like YouTube her videos, and I was like, oh, this bitch is good. Like she's, oh, I'll have to send you her lip sync later to Telephone by Beyonce. It's iconic.
Okay.
Or sorry, Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce, but you get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome, viewers. Hello, Miami.
Hello, Kansas. I'm just gonna shout out Kansas every episode.
Manifest it.
Manifest. What are we manifesting? I don't know.
A fan base in Kansas, so we can go and get Kansas City steak rub.
Oh, I hear that shit's bomb.
It's very good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, sorry. Ugh, my hair is doing a weird thing. I'm at that point where my bangs are like they need to be trimmed. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye, number
Episode 3. Yes.
Entitled Echo. Oh, my headphones turned off.
Did they? Testing.
We have no juice in us. Oh, hold on a second. I mean, my microphone is still on, so I just don't want there to be an echo.
Totally.
Excuse me. Oh, great. One thing after another, huh? You know what? This is going to be interesting. Okay. Oh, not headphones, a microphone. No. Okay.
Did you want me to recap while you're...
Yes, I'm going to mute and you can recap.
Okay. So episode 3, titled Echo, it starts with a flashback of Maya, who we met at the end of episode 2. Maya is... You find out she's deaf, and it's kind of her upbringing as a child. With the tracksuit mafia adjacent, so she's really kind of just going through her, why she went to a certain school, going to karate lessons, going to MMA lessons, but we find out that her father was killed by Ronin. We find out in a flashback. And further to that, and probably our first tangent, we get a very enticing hint of a cameo of a certain character in Maya's flashback. A groundbreaking cameo from Daredevil. We get Kingpin's chuckle and his hand and his rings. That's big. I wonder if it's actually Vince D'Onofrio. Do we have confirmation that was actually him?
I hear rumblings that he's like slated to return as Kingpin, but no one has known where. People are speculating because the auto body shop is called Fat Man Auto Body, and I was like, Fat Man, that's a weird like thing to be called. Like, why would you call something that? Hey, Kingpin is a big dude.
Yeah.
What else kind of gives it away? The comics.
Oh, yes, the comics as well, because I believe he's isn't he her father in the comics?
Yeah, he in her first appearance was in Daredevil #9,
Of course.
where Kingpin kills her father and like kind of assumes that father role.
Oh, okay.
Her and the other gentleman, I don't remember his name because he's just not relatable. So it's like I don't like him as much as Echo. But the other one that she like at least gives the floor to a little bit, they both call him Uncle. So definitely an adoptive father situation.
I'm just looking it up. His name was William Lopez.
Okay. So yeah, that dude.
Yeah, he was also in. The actor was also in Doctor Sleep as Crow Daddy, but that's beside the point. So, anyways, yeah, we get a possible hint of Kingpin, but nothing yet. Hold your horses. And then we go back to present day where Echo / Maya meets Hawkeye and Kate and starts interrogating them about the Ronin suit, and basically Clint's saying that Ronin's dead, and she doesn't believe him at all because, well, I mean, she's not wrong. So but then Clint escapes and he gets his ass whooped by Echo. This leads into a big chase scene across New York City as Clint's driving with, by the way, no hearing aid at this point, which really adds to, and we'll get into that, but it adds to the episode, it really layers the episode. And they're driving across New York City. Kate's doing all the shooting from the passenger side, and they luckily escape. After that, Kate and Barton go to infiltrate Kate's mom's house, Eleanor, and they use her computer to look up, the different Tracksuit Mafia members in the Bishop security database. But as they're there, Barton hears a noise and he encounters swordsman who basically holds him at sword point with a sword. So that's how the episode ends. It ends on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yes, because Kate's in the other room sleuthing.
Googling. Yes.
Googling. And now we see that Swordsman is actually her potential stepdaddy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we kind of knew that, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
We figured they were going to get married, so yeah. But it just sucks because he's a shitty stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mostly
is he?
because, yeah. I mean, he could be a great stepdad. He's also just like a murderer.
Casual. Who isn't?
Right? I mean,
in these shows,
I'm killing it every day. No.
Nice Hogwarts mug.
Thank you. I left my KK slider at home. I mean,
work. At work.
Yeah. Okay. So, the things this episode, I would say, is the best episode of any of these Marvel Disney Plus series ever.
That's a hot take.
It is the hottest take.
Give me reasons.
Because it fully redeems. Not fully redeems, but I've always loved Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
He's a bit boring. I think, I've always loved the idea of Hawkeye. He's your Batman. He's your gadget guy.
He is.
He's the only one of the Avengers who runs into every single fight and is the most vulnerable. And next to Natasha.
Yep.
And I don't feel like he was given enough credit for that. Not credit. It was never made light of enough. Like, it's like you or me being really good at archery, like almost flawless at archery, and then running in when aliens invade the Earth with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
It'd be a hard sell.
And then, when a godlike creature like Thanos comes in, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm in. What? You have some sticks and string.
Yeah, he actually brings it up in this episode too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget where it comes up, but he's like, yeah, my repertoire is sticks and string, but I can't remember how it came up.
I think they were eating in the diner.
Something, yeah.
Um, and the whole episode, okay, so this is the first time I feel and get the impression that he is but a man with sticks
I,
and string.
well, yeah, I mean, throughout the episode, Echo crushes his hearing aid, which
Yeah.
totally like turns, I don't want to say turns the episode on its head, but it totally flips the switch on the episode where he can't hear. And it's like putting you in that perspective of someone that's hard of hearing, right? So that's a very good example of, we know Hawkeye to be of hearing, and now he's hard of hearing just because of his various
Yeah.
exploits across the MCU. But it's the decline of man. It's the natural decline of man in a way. So it was interesting to see him have to struggle, and just realize his mortality.
Yeah. Uh, it contrasts so well with like Kate's vision of who Hawkeye is. Since she was a kid, and she tells him, which is really nice. Um, since she's a kid, she's seen him as this superhuman superhero type.
Mm-hmm.
And that is who he is in her mind. And the idea of him has like that's the idea in her mind. And he is like, well, no, we got to bring these ideas back down to earth, because this is not what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am broken. I am literally falling to pieces. You're sitting on the doorstep of an old Chinese medicine woman waiting for my hearing aid to get fixed. Like,
yeah,
it's the nature of just like human nature and not human nature, like being human in a world of superhumans, is being highlighted in like a Marvel's sort of way. Like the that comic where you sort of see all of the fights from the perspective of like the citizens of New York. That's what this show is giving me, and like I think that's what this character needed. So like Kate's always like, your branding really needs to be worked on. It's like, well, here you go. Totally fixed. Your branding is you're a human guy falling apart. And you have to overcome ridiculous odds because you're only human.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm really living for like this sort of turn towards, I don't want to say like it's less fantasy and way more relatable.
It is. I think the eventuality of this, though, is the fact that I think Hawkeye is going to pass the torch to Kate.
Which is fun.
Which is fine. Yeah, I guess. Jeremy Renner's tired. Much like his in-universe counterpart Hawkeye, he's tired. He looks tired.
Mm-hmm.
Looks sleepy. Boy needs a nap. So, yeah, I think that's the eventuality of this. It's like Hawkeye is really giving the mortality of superheroes. Which is funny because last night I was also watching Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus in preparation for, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home. And they touch a bit about that too, about, I mean, that's a very hero-centric superhero film. And I was like, yeah, like Spider-Man, he can't do it all. He can't deliver pizzas and date MJ and save crime and help Aunt May get out of financial ruin. Like, it's just that... But it's those like people problems. Those are the best superhero stories, and I think we're getting that with Hawkeye too.
Mm-hmm. People problems.
You know what I mean? Like not Asgardian problems or
yeah,
or billionaire
like,
problems.
And it's a really good look into like when quote Asgardian problems become people problems, because I think they tried to do that with like the Thor films, where it's like they insert him into an earthly world, an earthly realm, but like there's still that fantastic magical element. Mm-hmm. Here, there was a real threat. Like you feel like even when it flashed back to Kate, her home being destroyed as a child, I felt the threat of what the Chitauri being in my town eventually could look like or be, or like, maybe possibly death.
Imagine the Chitauri invading St. Thomas. Woof. He'd be
Wiped off the map.
wiped off.
Wiped off.
Scourged.
The only surviving thing, weirdly, Jumbo statue.
Boom. But yeah, I agree with you. We feel for these characters a bit more because we know they're operating in a universe that is beyond their means physically, and yet they have to operate like you and I would.
Yeah.
So it's
like,
interesting.
Yeah, with like honed and practiced archery skills.
Honed, very practiced, and we should probably talk about that. So the chase scene was pretty. I don't know if the word's refreshing, but it was. Yeah, I guess it was kind of. It was good. That was a good chase scene with the tracksuit mafia and us learning all these different arrow types. There's the one with the pink sludge, and there was the Pym one that turned into a giant arrow, which was awesome. I thought it was a good fight scene. Just working within the means of what's possible in a Hawkeye film again, because he is human.
Yeah. Do you know what's really funny too is that she's like, what the hell am I going to do with USB? USB arrow. And it's like, girl, do you know what that arrow has done?
Have you watched What If, Kate Bishop?
Yeah. Did you watch What If?
Did you watch the alternate version of me save not only the universe, but the multiverse? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Ask me again what a USB arrow is for.
Stupid millennials. Or that's a Gen Z. She's Gen Z. Yeah, she's 21. She's Gen Z.
Yeah, I thought it was so hilarious. And then she shot it at somebody like it was going to do something.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the one time I've ever thought, oh wow, like the sort of ridiculousness of trick arrows, like thousands of trick arrows potentially, not thousands, maybe tens in a quiver. It's like, what else you got in that bag of trick arrows?
Also, like, how do you differentiate them if they're like behind you on your back? How do you know which one you're pulling?
Right.
You just like have to like trial and error, like check. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe his powers of that's his pet. That's his secret superpower is where he can like discern by touch.
Maybe. Well, I mean, he lost his. He's hard of hearing, so maybe he's got like, I don't know, some sort of decoder on the arrow that he can feel or something. That's Braille. That's a different sense. That's just me being stupid. But I don't know. It's an idea.
You never know. Yeah.
Is this the first time in any Hawkeye appearance that he used trick arrows?
Yes.
Interesting. I'm surprised they've waited 10 years to bring in some sort of, like, they could have really made his fight scenes more exciting in the Avengers films.
They could have, and they didn't. And this is not like apparently this is comics continuity. The trickiness of those arrows. And it's like, oh, okay. And again, fixing that branding problem that Marvel never got right. I mean, the Marvel films never got right for the character. It's exciting because it's like, oh, okay, Matt Fraction wrote in some really funny, like, plunger arrow.
Yeah.
That's like Wile E. Coyote level shit.
Totally, yes.
But like totally usable, plausible in this little world.
It makes sense. Or with the whole arrow with the hook on it that lets him swing onto the subway car. Like, totally.
Oh, that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that like Kate knew exactly what was going on and they just hauled it over that bridge. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that she's not stupid, like a stupid young person. Do you know what I mean? It's just like every time she does something competent, I'm like, oh, it's refreshing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, you're not a rogue from X-Men. You're not like, someone that's always like, oh, I screwed up, come save me. Like, she's very competent. It's just such a nice breath of fresh air. I hate incompetent heroes growing into their, selves. I like it. She's young and she takes it seriously.
Yeah, and not every old character is like a you don't remember this time miser.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Trying to teach the children about like history.
Herstory.
So Yeah, this one scores big. Super points for using. Oh, what is it? I Shazammed it. Some old Motown inspired soundtracking. Again, I think it was you that mentioned the whole, is this a Christmas show? And I was like, yes, girl, it is.
Yeah.
Sweet Gingerbread Man by Sammy Davis and Jr.
Oh.
At the end, during the end credits, it's like a Motown, it had like some Motown flavor. And I was like, I don't think I've ever heard this song before. And it was Christmas. Also,
Christmas.
yeah. The Nutcracker Suite playing throughout. Was that too on the nose because everyone's Russian? I don't know, but
So I wonder,
so
going forward, how are they going to link this to Kingpin? Are they going to bring Kingpin in? We don't know that, first of all, but I mean, I guess Kingpin is her uncle in this timeline.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I really don't know how he's going to factor in. So Kate, okay. So we all know. Well, here's the thing, Ronan. I think maybe Ronan is the linchpin in all of this. Mm-hmm. So they're hunting Ronan because he's killing mafia bosses.
Maybe it's just as simple as that. And Kingpin is, the bosses of mafias. The mafia bosses of mafias.
Yeah. He invented the mafia. He is the mafia.
It. Yeah. Okay, that could be it. And then do we have any thoughts about Alaqua Cox as Echo? Because this is her big debut.
Yeah, in the Marvel Universe.
In the MCU, yeah.
Yeah. I like her. Is she disabled? Is her like amputated in real life? That's crazy.
She is an amputee in real life.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading it real quick.
No, I'm just okay. Do you know what? This isn't perfection. I had a toilet thought at 3 a.m. And I was like, you know what? The only super Marvel-y thing about this show was the flashback sequence to her origin story.
Yeah. It felt exposition-y.
Yep. Especially the grandfather death. Father death. The death of her entire family and the people who worked for them.
That felt very 2000s comic book movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Blade, like it felt that kind of level of like, no, it does.
Yeah, almost as if someone else directed it. It just felt weird.
The more I think about it, the more like, oh my God, yeah, that's totally a leftover of comic book films past.
Yeah.
We can't just imply things anymore. We can't just throw accusations around. That's what we do now. Flashbacks are out of style.
Oh, especially to this level, Jesus. But I will say there were a couple really great scenes, like the long action scene, where there was karate.
Yes. Very good.
And then I love when directors use windows. Like different rooms. So when she gets to their secret hideaway and Ronan is busy killing everybody through the windows, we're already separated from the action by her disability. But just like to separate sort of the viewer, you mean there's like 2 different locations. I'm not trying to say anything like super academic about it or anything. I just like the aesthetic of I like and appreciate the aesthetic of what happened because I know how hard something like that is to film. Just like to dolly sideways, to actually have the lighting be perfect that you can see the inside and on the outside. Does it say something about her hearing disability? Maybe. But it's also like disables the viewer a little bit. I don't want to get too, what's the word? Pretentious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I getcha. No, it was well done for sure.
So moving on. We have like four episodes, 3 episodes left.
We have three left. So that puts us ending. We're bringing you fresh content until December 22nd.
So right now we're just gonna fester on how Kingpin gets introduced, how he passes the torch on. Oh, I know. Maybe Swordsman works for Kingpin.
I'm gonna assume that's probably the case.
Yeah, there's got to be a bigger reason why he killed his own father.
Possibly.
Okay.
We're also going to look forward to, and this is spoiler alert, so people that don't want Spider-Man No Way Home spoiled for them, there's heavy rumors that Kingpin isn't the only returning Daredevil character this month, that Charlie Cox as Daredevil will be in Spider-Man No Way Home, possibly, maybe. Hooray! So this is a big month for Daredevil.
Awesome.
Yeah. Excited.
They got to tie in those Netflix shows somehow.
Yeah, the good ones only.
So Daredevil. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Just Daredevil.
I mean, we haven't forgot about Jessica Jones season 1, but
did they make a season 2 of that?
They did. I don't remember finishing it. I think so.
Cool. I'll check that out.
Oh yeah. Luke Cage was also one. Maybe they'll bring him back too. They definitely won't bring back Iron Fist.
There was 3 seasons of Jessica Jones, apparently.
I am gagged. Did got some watching to do. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Okay. 0%. Okay, so please send all your speculations and all your sleuthing to the Full Volume Podcast. We get your messages. We would read them on air, but we're not live. So it's fullvolumepod@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us via social media. We are under the Comic Book Syndicate umbrella. So if you find us on the Comic Book Syndicate on Facebook, or Comic Syndicate at Comic Syndicate on Twitter, or at Comic Book Syndicate on Instagram, it's me at the helm of those messages. So if I don't get back to you, there's a good reason. Just send us money, send us flowers, send dog treats for Wilbur, who is the best.
He has an advent calendar for dogs where each day is like a little doggy biscuit. You have to open a little window. He loves it.
I think Parker has the same advent calendar.
I saw on Josh Mervell's Instagram. I was going to message him and be like, yeah.
Advent calendar twinsies.
Yeah.
Let us know what we're getting wrong for sure. And then, because we don't want to not get right. Yeah. And then let us know what we're getting right, because we also enjoy scolding days. And also get until next time, keep it loud.
Keep it at the fullest of volumes. Bye.